Velez Jr., Bronx cartoonist, bitter cartoonist for the Bronx here, interviewing special guest, Rudy Mejia. Okay, so Rudy,
Uh,
tell me about yourself. Give me a quick description of who you are, what you do, why you are, that kind of stuff.
my name is Rudy Mejia. I am a Bronxite slash teaching artist slash sketcher, doodler, educator. However you want to break that down. I like to take art and use it as a creative medium for myself. I like to teach that to other people. And I'm super passionate about art accessibility and making sure that people have resources to this lovely craft that has shaped me over all these years since I was a teenager.
What is your connection to the Bronx?
I was raised in the Bronx. I think the Bronx is something that is deeply rooted in me and like influences me, like my personality, my creativity, what I do for a living. Um, you're shaped by the places you come from, so definitely the Bronx is something that I carry with me everywhere I go. It's in my attitude. We all got that Bronx flair. Yeah, the Bronx is my home, and I will nurture it as best I can. I guess that's what sums it up.
How are you feeling about the world these days?
Oof, the world is a spoiled oyster. It's the best way to put it. It's right now. It's a lot of people are coming to realize that a lot of good is missing in the world, and they're trying to do better based off of all of those in charge. And for me, I feel like I got to start where I come from and where I'm gonna go before I can really impact everywhere else. The world could be in chaos, I feel like, but I don't have to partake in it. So yeah, let it be chaotic. But if I don't feed into it, um, I guess I make it a little bit of a better place.
Can art help?
Of course, I feel like in my personal experience, art helped me have a voice and platform for a lot of things that I couldn't put into words. Sometimes pictures are more powerful, and I don't mean it in the sense of photography. Photography is great, and I guess you can capture real images, but sometimes there's these feelings that you carry that don't look like anything that exists, and you have to use your imagination, pen it down with some pencil, make it into some ink, make it into a splash of colors to really, say what you have to say and get out what you have to get out of yourself. But art is therapy, I guess, at the end of the day, if you really think about it.
So, what's the importance of art in your personal life?
I am a person who makes time for creativity um, in my everyday life. So it is super important, not just because of what I do for a living, being a facilities manager at the BX Arts Factory or a teaching artist with kids, but like also for myself. I try to take those 5 minutes to sketch out an idea. I'm a rambler in my head, so sometimes writing my thoughts down or things that I want to do does not always, it's not organized. So I'd rather like sketch out the quick drawing, sketch out what something can possibly look like, create visual possibilities. Because for me, I think being able to see something instead of it just being like a regular thought allows for me to be able to like work on it more actively, like want to be hands on. I'm encouraged by my creativity all the time.
What was it about art that attracted you, especially in the beginning?
I was a very angry teenager who was asked a lot about what was going on with himself, but I didn't really have the words for it. I remember, getting together with my friends in high school and taking these very long walks to the Bronx Museum, going to a very lovely class called Comic Culture, and it became my therapy. And I don't think it was just being able to create the artwork, but also the way that we were being nurtured and guided to, like tell these stories. It was always about like story-driven things and like, well, what does this look like? Like what's that? What's this? So being able to have that and seeing the power of that platform as I got older, I took it for myself. Like I made it about me, and I made it about like I wanna be a positive influence like that on other people in my life. And uh, here I am. It took off, and I'm happy and fulfilled.
Who was your biggest artistic influence?
My biggest artistic influences. I mean, I can talk about people, I guess, and things that were creative, but also like just things I saw in everyday life. I
That's
was very big on those books when it comes to Stephen Gamel and the scary stories to tell in the dark art. The very
oh
drippy, inky
nice.
work
Okay.
was amazing. Um, I had the privilege of, every time I would go to Mexico as a kid, Dragon Ball was on TV. I got to see Knights of the Zodiac. So I liked a lot of like those 70s, 80s cartoons that were on TV. But also just like general things. Like I was very into comic books, graffiti, uh, kung fu movies, action movies. I really like those classic Mexican luchadors movies that like are like the golden era of cinema there. Like very, what was it, like El Santo versus like Dracula and all those other crazy things.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see a lot of that. I feel like I take a lot of that. I'm a guy who draws monsters. I create these very inky looking creatures. Uh, Definitely a mask guy. So I like those sort of characters that are very dark and mysterious and twisted and have like stories of redemption. So yeah.
What is your least liked aspect of art culture?
My least liked aspect of our culture, um, the clickiness of it. I feel like sometimes it's who rubs elbows with who, and I'm not really about rubbing nobody's elbows. I don't even like my elbows being rubbed, so I'm like, don't, like I don't like that social aspect of it.
Hmm.
I feel like it takes away from like your personal reputation. Yeah, it's great that you have a good standing in the art world or you know the right people, but I feel like if your work is the thing that's supposed to make impact and your work is the thing that's supposed to attract and demand attention, then let the work speak for itself. And I'd rather have one real person look at my artwork and tell me that they like it than have a room full of 100 people who are just looking at my art as a product, um, and saying that, oh, well, this is good because this is commercial, or so and so has this, so therefore I want it too. It no longer becomes about the substance of the work, it becomes about the monetization of what you create. I
So
mean, a great movie that expresses that is Velvet Buzzsaw. Watch that. That's good for that.
Velvet Buzzsaw?
Yeah.
Where can you find that? What is it?
It's a movie about these snobby art people who are getting killed by haunted paintings. It's it's on Netflix, I believe. It might still be on Netflix. Very good film. That's kind of
Okay.
like satire on the art world.
What is your favorite part about culture?
Oh, my favorite part about art culture. I like how um the world can be viewed through like its different forms. Like when I was growing up as a teenager, like manga was a thing or anime was a thing where it wasn't like popular, but now it's like everywhere, and I like that that's a thing. In looking at anime, I got exposed to manhwa and all those other things. I really like being able to see like the different takes on that other countries have had, and it's not just like in the comic books, or like manga, but also like in like the films that come out of different countries. They're really great films in other countries that come out, and animations. And I think I like that like the world is very open to viewing um, the creativity from other places like that. So I think that's like my favorite part. It's like the world is more creatively accessible because people have an interest. Um, Usually it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's just that as long as it's striking, people like it.
What is your dream creation?
My dream creation. I would like to take one of my Ink Titan characters and turn it into a figure, or have like a giant sculpt, or like put it on the side of a building. That's my dream creation, like a
Oh, that's
takeover.
beautiful. I can see that too. Why the Bronx?
Why not? I feel like the Bronx has given me everything I've needed. Like I feel like it's a well-rounded place full of experience, both good and bad, and I want to contribute to that experience by providing more good than bad.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you the quick sketch I did, 10-minute one. Okay.